Nalini, Chariandy, resident, if you're here, come on up.
Good evening. My name is Nalini Chariandy. I did have a PowerPoint presentation. I don't know if it could be brought up.
They'll work on, they don't have it.
They don't have it?
No. If you have a hard copy, you can put it on the projector next to you.
If I have a hard copy. My hard copy has some really crummy notes on it.
So you can, if you stand in front of the middle microphone, you can look at your presentation and speak at the same time. Yeah, so just put it under the light there. There you go.
Okay. You're going to see all my crappy notes here. Sorry, guys. Okay. It was not a plan. Okay, so let me not run out of time. Well, first of all, to the city planners, if I criticize...
Sorry, I still need your address.
Oh, sorry. I'm a very nervous speaker, so sorry. 1998 Folkway Drive, Mississauga, Ontario, L5L 3G8. I'm in Ward 8. Okay, first of all, to the city planners, I've met quite a few of you. If I criticize the plan, I'm not criticizing you. And the same thing for the city councillors. If I criticize the plan, this is not a criticism of you. Okay, why is the official plan so important? The city is a creature of the province. The province did the provincial planning statement. The province did the Bill 185, which removes our right to appeal. The province owns the OLT. There's no other way to say it. They are the ones that recommend who sits on the OLT. The lieutenant governor says, okay, I'll appoint you. The only thing the residents have is the official plan. Okay, timeline. The first draft came out in February 2024. Second draft came out in January 2025. The two sections that dealt with retail, they have been altered in January 2025. The 2024 version protected retail by requiring a 1-to-1 square foot replacement. The January 2025 deleted one clause, and the other clause was adjusted to 45 or 65% replacement of retail area based on size. Many things happened between February 2024 and January 2025, but I'm going to focus on the 130 submissions that developers and urban planners put in place for the second draft. Okay, on the left side, you're going to see, I'm so sorry about the mess. The left side is Glenn Shaw and Associates. These guys put in 41% of the submissions. You can see on their website, they talk about helping to build healthy and sustainable sites, neighborhoods, and communities. On the right-hand side is what they want to build at 4099 Erin Mills. That looks more like a state penitentiary than a sustainable neighborhood. Now, what I'm going to move on to is, I'm sorry, you're going to see all my bad notes. You guys can't see this clearly, but in the appendices of the draft plan, there's an Appendix 3, which has all the comments for 2024. There are 130 submissions. Again, the bulk of them are urban planners and developers. They're not residents. On the left-hand side, and this is important for people to see, that's why I'm so sorry that we don't have the presentation. On the left-hand side, the planners, the urban planners, put in what points they want to change. On the right-hand side, the city replies to every single point and explains why it can't be done or why it can be done. Okay, I am going to read with my glasses here. On the left-hand side, point 5. This policy, 14.1.1, whatever it is, the developer says, put in the word generally to soften language and increase flexibility. In point 7, they argue against requiring a 1.1 replacement of commercial floor space, saying it's extreme and could be detrimental to the optimization of available land. The city does push back and explain that commercial use with neighborhoods I can't read without my glasses. This is bad glasses. Commercial uses with neighborhoods are crucial to the completeness of these communities. Then point 8, again, this is the language of a lobbyist. This is not a developer and an urban planner. They argue about affordable housing, and they try to knock down the 3-bedroom, the diversity of housing, the 3 bedrooms.
I'll give you another 30 seconds because I know we were having some trouble at the beginning, and I know Councillor Mahoney might have some questions. So
okay, can I flip through very quickly? I'm so sorry. It's hard to read without my proper glasses here. This is Appendix 4, 266 pages of comments. This is 2025. We are on March 24th. How in the world do we have 266 pages from developers again, commenting on the plan? Okay. Next up, how many resident comments in this plan? In 2024, we got 2,876 signatures opposing Queen's Corp. They're not in this, they're not here. 2024, that's what I just showed you, 1,130 comments, again, mostly from developers. Where are our comments as residents? 2025, hallelujah, we're a footnote. Our 53 letters are a one-liner, and they're not published. So how do we fight? I think it's very important that people understand the provincial planning statement sets the pace. It's the province. The city is required to do an official plan to ensure consistency and alignment to the planning statement. So
Nalini, I'm going to need you to wrap up.
Okay. I'm just going to skip to the end here then. There's a problem. We have a problem. The problem is the language in the official plan is very soft, very gentle. The language in the provincial planning statement is very different. Look at the left-hand side and look at the right-hand side. There's a reason the language is so soft and so gentle. It lets developers get away with murder.
I'm going to stop you there.
Okay.
Councillor Mahoney?
Thank you, Mr. Chair. Thank you, Nalini. I know this is your second time that you've been making a deputation on this, and I certainly do understand. The one thing I will just say, and I did say at the outset, so I think it's important to separate specific applications and the official plan. The official plan is something that is worked on for a long time. I know that you mentioned and referenced the developer comments. That's what they do for a living. Planning consultants, that's what they do for a living. So they actually have a room full of people that are looking at not only Mississauga's official plan, but Brampton's and Toronto's and every municipality out there, and they provide comments. We had deputations up earlier with, specifics and professionals that are within the planning field. So I think that's why we always encouraged public, input, and there was a number, I can't remember, the 13 community, consultations, and this goes over, quite a long period of time. So just as far as development or developer or planning consultants input, that's really what they do for a living, so that's why it is there. The provincial policy statement, again, as I did mention too, and I think it was referred to by others as well, this is something that the province puts out for all municipalities to look at and say, this is our framework, and you as a municipality have to go back and look at these policies, look at this framework, and put together a plan. That plan is then sent to the province and to the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing, who actually has to sign off on that plan. So it's a big, long, kind of process that goes through, and this is, I think that there was a reference that this plan might take 3 years. Is that, did I hear, like, to kind of roll out and implement and do all of these things? It's going to take time even to get there, even to get before the Minister of Municipal Affairs and Housing takes time. So I understand, the frustration, and I know last time when you made a deputation too, it was on some of the frustration of not having engagement or understanding, or residents having knowledge on the process, and it is quite confusing, as I know we've had discussions before. I was just at the AGM, which we talked in great detail about some of that and some of the confusion, and working with the executive of the Ratepayer Association to be able to do that. So I guess my point is that this isn't about developers get a leg up on residents. That's really what they do, and they work with staff on a daily basis on applications and other things, and that's why they're so involved. It is their job to be involved. And then just before I don't have a question, Mr. Chair, I apologize, I just kind of want to address this in general. That's why I said at the outset too that when you reference the specific application, this official plan has nothing to do with that application. That application was submitted previously, and it is being evaluated on the official plan that was originally done in 2012. So that same policy that is there, so these references that you do don't affect, and I don't want to get into specifics because this is an citywide official plan. But again, the current application that you're referencing is going under the 2012 official plan, and this new plan has nothing to do, and it will not be evaluated on that. So I just kind of generally wanted to provide some comments, and I don't have any specific questions. And of course, you know, as you know, I'm always available to chat, and we regularly do with the community. So I'll leave my comments there.
Just one thing. This presentation was actually about the fact that residents feel they have no voice. And I could not get to where I needed to go because the PowerPoint presentation that I submitted to the city on time at 4 p.m. and got a confirmation email from the city saying, yes, it will be here, completely derailed me. And this is another way I feel silenced. I feel silenced because my PowerPoint presentation wasn't here, because that is not my point. My point is not, it's not about 4099, it's not about developers, it's about the fact that we need to fight the province. And the PPS and the OP are so diametrically apart. The PPS talks about infrastructure 58 times in its 60 pages. And it talks about phased infrastructure. And my point, which I could not get to because I did not have my PowerPoint, is that look at Credit Valley Hospital, 352 beds. There are 900 units being built right opposite it. Our 4099, 706 units being built down the road, and a proposal for 9 stories, 3,000 units being built down the road, again from Credit Valley Hospital. And the whole point I'm making is that my point is I don't feel we're being heard, and the problem is infrastructure. And PPS provides for infrastructure, the OPS does not.
I think our planning staff does do the infrastructure, and again, when it comes to not being heard, I know that, you know, I'm always available. I have other ratepayer executives that are in the audience today too. They know that I'm very, you know, approachable to be able to talk, and I am your voice, and we've been talked through this whole process, and I know that you referenced the Credit Valley Hospital situation previously a couple of weeks ago, and we certainly do understand, and I don't want to get into the details of hospitals. They're building the biggest one in Canada down at Mississauga, Trillium, and we do understand that that infrastructure needs to grow, but I don't want this to get off topic. I just, you know, Nalini, as always, you know, you can just give me a call. We can have further conversations offline. I'm always available, and I know there's a number of others. Well, Joe's off the board, so we'll leave it at that, but I appreciate it.
Okay, Councillor, thank you.
Councillor Mahoney, will you receive the deputation? All those in favor? So received. Thank you very much.